Netflix Warner Brothers deal has a wild card. How Paramount could still win, okay? And some are even calling this potentially a monopoly that's getting in the way. So let me kind of read some of this stuff, and then, Tom, I'm going to turn it over to you. Warner Brothers Discovery is selling its film and TV production business, plus HBO and HBO Max, to Netflix for $83 billion, including that. Netflix is paying billions for Warner Brothers film and streaming business, but it's the value of the companies left out cable that could end up being a crucial issue in the merger alone. And the deal reached Friday. Warner Brothers Discovery selling its film and TV production business, plus HBO Max, for $82 billion. The Netflix is paying $27.75 a share to Warner Brothers, comprised of 23.25 share in cash, 4.5 in stock. In Netflix, the cable networks, including TNT, TBS, CNN, and Discovery, aren't included in the deal and are set to be spun off in a separate company called Discovery Global by the third quarter of next year. Paramount has been willing to pay $30 a share for the entire business, including the cable channels. Wall Street Journal has reported if Paramount mounts a competing bid, it would argue its offer is more than Netflix. The value of Discovery Global is the wild card. Tom, what is going on over here?
Okay. Two folks wanted to buy, actually more than two folks wanted to buy Warner Brothers Discovery.
Yes.
But only two emerged as having the economic capability to do so.
Okay.
One is Netflix.
Yep.
And the other is the Ellisons at Paramount. So the Ellisons, Paramount made a very compelling offer, but they were going to leave Discovery Global. What Discovery Global is a new company going to be spun out on the stock market that contains TNT, CNN, and Discovery. Now, under the Ellison's analysis, the people are out there, they're saying, hey, cable is a declining business. You figure out what you're going to do with that, Pat. I will buy the library. So that's what the Ellisons wanted. Netflix comes up and they say, no, we'll buy the whole thing. And Netflix, Ted Sarandos, went and met with Trump. And he said, we hit it off. We talked about what we wanted to do. So Netflix tried to get ahead of the deal by meeting with Trump and talking about it. Because remember, Netflix, Reid Hoffman put two CEOs in place, or co-CEOs, Ted Sarandos and Greg Peters. And Ted Sarandos was the one that went and talked to Trump. This is what we want to do, this is how we want to do it, all like this. And so he left thinking, yeah, you know what? I don't think the president's going to be against this. And what they don't want is the Federal Trade Commission to come out and say, wait a minute, this could create a monopoly. Meanwhile, Discovery is like, wait a minute, at the last minute you're taking the Netflix deal? Our deal, we believe, is better. And Trump has said out loud, hey, I think Warner Brothers Discovery, Zaslav, the CEO, I think you should take the highest bidder. So Trump's kind of weighing in, but in a gentle way, Pat, just saying, hey, no favoritism here. You should take the best bid. You should take the highest bidder. And so now, over the weekend, what Netflix did, check this out, Pat. Here comes the hook. They said, hey, Patrick, I want to buy all of Warner Brothers Discovery, and I'll tell you what I'll do. I'm going to put a breakup fee. I'm going to transfer into an escrow account a breakup fee. How does $5.8 billion sound?
I'm good. $1 billion.
And if we don't do the deal, or it gets stalled and doesn't happen by the U.S. government, you keep the breakup fee, because that's the rule of the breakup fee.
Who said that?
Netflix. And so the Ellisons are like, wait a minute, that's a pretty ridiculous breakup fee. And so it's the deal right now is going back and forth. And now all the analysts are backing up and going, is everybody just getting so anxious to win this last hand of poker at midnight that nobody's going to win? There's $59 billion of debt that's going to be taken on this thing. And so Netflix, a lot of people are saying, why would you take TNT, CNN, and Discovery 2 that are declining channels? You've got the statistics, Netflix. Why are you doing that? When, Zaslav said, well, we're just going to spin them out in Discovery Global and put it on the stock market. That's how we're going to take care of it. But it's declining. And as a matter of fact, they had a valuation of it that was that had dropped $400 million just over the course of this year to date, 11 months of this year, that the cable net's value had dropped $400 million. We know why. In TNT, what did they not renew? The NBA. Why? They couldn't afford it. because the NBA was going like this, and all the streamers like Amazon and others had the money to do it. YouTube had the money. YouTube bought NFL Sunday Ticket out from under DirecTV. Well, not out from under. They bought it next because DirecTV couldn't do it anymore. AT&T couldn't do it. So what's going on here? Netflix is now in possession of an exclusive period to negotiate it, but now they got to go work at the White House. And there are people saying Sarandos may have thought that he had Trump, but over the weekend, Trump was like, well, there may be something to say about this, or maybe something to look at here. And so people are saying, do you think that's a sign that the Ellisons called them and said, hey, I appreciate you meeting with Sarandos and Netflix on this. You're the president. You got to meet with everybody. But dude, we think we've got the better bid. So right now, Netflix.
You know what just happened 28 minutes ago? Rob, did you see what happened 28 minutes ago? 27 minutes ago, Paramount makes a $108 billion hostile takeover bid. Paramount makes a $108 billion all-cash offer for Warner Brothers Discovery escalating buyout fight with Netflix.
Does this include the cable nets? Can we
go a little bit lower, Rob?
Is it the whole thing now?
Paramount stock rose 2% after the announcement, while Warner Brothers stock rose as much as 7%. They just made a $108.4 billion target. Time Warner Discovery, a hostile bid, came just days after Netflix agreed to a deal, largely backed by the Ellison family and potentially other investors like sovereign wealth funds. Why this is happening? Intense competition, major industry consolidation play to compete against streaming giants like Netflix and tech players like Amazon and Apple. Paramount's guidance wants to create a larger entity to challenge Netflix's dominance. This literally just happened 27 minutes ago.
Well, there's
Great
the
timing,
next step.
Tom.
And so what did the Ellisons do moments ago? That.
So what exactly is a hostile takeover? So you can't come to terms on a negotiation, so you kind of go around the other company and go directly to shareholders and
Correct.
try to...
You announce to the public markets,
Yeah.
this letter in my hand here, I am giving to your board of directors, and I am offering this much per share. And the reason it's hostile is because the board of directors maybe don't want to receive it. But once they hold this, they now have an obligation to do what's in the best interest of who? The shareholders.
Okay, so let me read you what happened here. We just recently went through this. I won't name any banks, but Tom, you know exactly what story I'm talking about. Much smaller deal. Despite Paramount submitting 6 proposals over the course of 12 weeks, Warner Brothers never engaged meaningfully with these proposals, which we believe deliver the best outcome for Warner Brothers shareholders. Paramount has now taken its offer directly to Warner Brothers shareholders and its board of directors to ensure they have the opportunity to pursue this clearly superior alternative. Do you understand what happened right there? So we're trying to buy a company, okay? Tom and I are trying to buy a company in the last few months, okay? And we noticed the investment bankers in the middle are moving unbelievably slow. And we're like, why the hell are they moving so slow? This doesn't make any sense to me. And Tom is coming up to me saying, it's very weird because imagine if you're an investment banker, he comes in, imagine you're a realtor selling the house. He's a qualified buyer. How quickly will he get back to him?
Quick.
By the way, they're taking their time introducing you to the seller. They're taking their time. And then eventually, you know what ends up happening? They set up a separate call. Can I say this? I can say this without giving names.
Yeah.
They set up a separate call without the sellers on the call to tell us that, the sellers are probably not interested. Let us just kind of go through the sales process. We'll let you know in 2 weeks. What do you mean? Do the sellers know? Yeah. We're on the same page. Okay. If the sellers know, great, we'll move on. So then Tom sends an email to the sellers just saying, hey, we had a call with your investment bankers and this is what we were told. We wish you guys nothing but the best. And the seller's like, wait a minute, what do you mean? Well, they said, no. The sellers fly out to visit us last Friday night.
30 hours later.
30 hours. They fly
Day
out.
and a half later.
They fly out to meet us here in the private jet. They come here. We're sitting together in our office for hours. Late at night, it's Friday night. And then we finish and they leave. We went directly to the sellers to have a conversations, right?
In a professional way.
Yeah. And of course, in a professional way. What Paramount is saying here is, hey, shareholders, maybe you need to see our offer, because I don't believe the management team, the leadership team of Warner Brothers is publicly telling you guys how many times we've sent offers that you're going to get paid more on.
Wow.
So, hey, he's got $1 million house he's selling, and there's $1.1 million offer on the table, but the realtor's not telling you about it.
Why? What the hell?
Because you just want him to sell it. You don't want that guy to buy it.
Yeah.
Do you understand what happened right there?
course.
Even though it's paying $100,000 more to the seller.
I'd be furious.
Now, let's not tell you about it. You'd be furious.
Of course.
That's kind of, so what these guys did right now, the hostile takeover, they're publicly saying this is what we're doing, and they went to the board and the shareholders. And the shareholders responded. Guess what the shareholders said? Stock is up 7%. Saying, we want this.
Yeah.
We want the Ellisons to buy us out.
Mm-hmm.
It's a very, very interesting thing that just literally broke while we're doing the podcast right now. How wild is that, Tom? What do you think it's going to end up, Tom? And two questions. Where do you think it'll end up, and what do you think it's better for the market to end up?
So I think it's going to end up with Paramount, because if you look at, let's say all of us here, Adam, Vinny, let's say we're all the Federal Trade Commission, and we believe that there needs to be competition in streaming so consumers have choices, right? And we look around. We say, well, you've got Amazon Prime, Prime Video's got things, Peacock's got things, YouTube's got a library, Paramount's got a library, Netflix has got a library, and then Warner Brothers Discovery. Now, closed door session, Federal Trade Commission. Warner Brothers, the cable nets is an anchor here. They got to figure out what they do with the cable nets. So they're going to sell to somebody. So this is going to be on our desk here at the Federal Trade Commission, because cable's going down. Warner Brothers Discovery's got to figure out what they do. They're going to sell the library to somebody. Yeah. What do we think? And so we come together and said, what if we leave Netflix here? We approve Paramount here. They just formed themselves and got bigger, appear to be responsible citizens, and then allow the market to have the Disney library over here with Hulu, to have Amazon in the library over here, Netflix over here, and then Paramount with Warner Bros. Discovery. Hey, that would be 4 choices for the American people.
So what you're saying is, to the question, you're saying, 1, you're thinking it's going to end up with Paramount. 2, you're saying Paramount is better because it gives more competition, the consumer wins.
You want another strong player
I'm on the same page
against
with
Disney and Netflix.
I'm on the same page with you. Do you want to play this clip real quick when the president's being asked about it, Rob? Thank you.
I did. I met with Ted. I think he's fantastic. I think he's, in the history of Hollywood, there's really been almost, you could say, nothing like what he's done. You'd go back to Louis B. Mayer, maybe, Metro Goldwyn Mayer, MGM. Ted has done an incredible job. I mean, he had a company that was very troubled 7 or 8 years ago, and he took it over, and he's really done a legendary job.
Should they be allowed to buy Warner Brothers?
Well, that's the question. They have a very big market share. And when they have Warner Brothers, that share goes up a lot. So I don't know. That's going to be for some economists to tell. And also, and I'll be involved in that decision too. But they have a very big market share.
Did he make any guarantees to you about the merger?
Pause it right there. I'll be involved in that.
But he gave props to a guy he knows while gently putting the hand up. We got to look at this.
He just handled it like a president.
That'd be a very large market share.
If you love Christmas as much as we do, okay, we got 3 Christmas trees in the house. It's a spectacle. Every Christmas when, Thanksgiving ends, that following Friday, I have to carry this 10-foot tree that weighs 600 pounds, and the family waits for me to come through, and we get this big tree, we put it in there, and I go up the ladder, and I'm telling you right now, every year I'm getting closer to falling. Okay, I had it under control at 43, 44.
I saw the ladder.
At 47, Vinny, I am so high. I'm so high that if a little bit slips, I'm falling on my back. We're doing podcasts out of a wheelchair.
Nobody's helping you?
And it's always like, can you put the star all the way up top? I'm like all the way trying to put this thing up. I think there's something going on. Like it's like an inside job. There's a story right there.
You have to do it yourself?
Yeah. No. It's a blast. Obviously, everybody loves it. And Dylan loves decorating the tree. I hope for those of you guys that do as well, we love Christmas, and our Christmas merch is officially out. And the hat that we couldn't keep a single one of these. Guys were ordering 50 of these at a time. Rob, can you zoom in on that hat? This hat was such a massive hit last year. We sold 3,000 of them like this. They were gone, okay? And people were buying it as Christmas gifts for others, and then they were sending it to their clients, their friends. It says, Merry Christmas, future looks bright on the bottom and on the side with the VT logo. It's just a sick hat. We got a few hats. One of the hats sold out. This one that says Merry Christ Christmas.
Nice.
This one sold out. This one's gone. But you have the red one. You have the green one to choose from. And then that one as well, Rob. You have this one. This other one we have as well. If you want to go to this one, Rob, this Christmas on the bottom right. Yeah, right there. And then we have the Christmas. If you want to go and show Vinny, our model. Folks, look at our models wearing their, and these come with a nice, look at this. Look at this. This is
Look at Santa.
That's the pajamas, right? The Merry Christmas
They're
pajamas,
so
the ugly
comfortable.
sweater, future looks bright.
They're so comfortable.
Super, super comfortable. Forget about the socks Vinny's wearing that made it in there. Those socks don't come with it.
No.
But they're modeling. They look like a beautiful family. So if you want your whole family to be wearing the pajamas, the Merry Christmas. We also got these sweaters here as well.
Max's
the
truck
ugly
is in
sweater.
there.
This is sick.
Look at that.
Go to vtmerch.com, place your order. And we decided for everybody that does it, we just ordered a few thousand of these. You're going to get the Valuetainment Merry Christmas ornament that we're going to give to you. And the Valuetainment Future Looks Bright, Santa Claus, Merry Christmas. With any order you place, go to vtmerch.com, place your order. And guess what? Kamala Harris doesn't want you to say Merry Christmas.
Yep.
And we don't mind saying it, okay? We don't mind saying it at all. Merry, Merry Christmas to you. If you enjoyed this video, you want to watch more videos like this, click here. And if you want to watch the entire podcast, click here.